भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके। हरिओं तत्सत्। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणम्। परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। दास की जय। गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। स्वरूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर भक्तों की जय। Thank you very much for joining. We are discussing Govardhan Leela. It's so many pastimes, unlimited. It's and so insignificant to describe Giriraj Maharaj pastimes. And it's very inconceivable. His birth is inconceivable. His position is inconceivable. So his activities, his pastimes is inconceivable. So it's very difficult to comprehend, and they're unlimited. Not one book, so many places. But we'll start from understanding from our dear most Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. आराध्य भगवान ब्रजेश तनय तद्धाम श्री वृंदावनम रम्या काचित उपासना ब्रजवधू वर्गेण या श्रीमद्भागवतम प्रमाणममलम प्रेमापमार्दो महान श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु मतमिदं तत्र आधारनाः. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself will offer first prayers to Giriraj Govardhan. Namaste Girirajaya Sri Govardhana Namine Asesha Klesha Nasaya Paramanandadayine. So we'll first understand about the birth. Various aspects we'll cover. One is about his birth. How he is born from the spiritual world in Golok Vrindavan. How he is born, how he is appeared in the material world, and those two things. And what Acharya has written, what is his position, we'll also understand. And from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also we'll understand what his, what he explained, how he showed his love and devotion, and exemplified in dealing with many other, giving many other devotees, explaining about Giriraj Govardhan. Then we'll look at various acharyas also, all the way from this is in Navadvip Leela, this is in Jagannath Puri Leela, everywhere this is there, Giriraj Govardhan. In Bhaktivinoda Thakur's famous place, this pastime is also there. Nityananda started preaching Namhata, that is also there. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, great Rasikachar in our line, is offering his prayers, Govardhanastakam. So then we have Raghunath Das Goswami, so many places he has written Govardhana Pradhamastakam. There also beautifully is writing. So many different ways you can cover. In terms of the books, Srimad Bhagavatam is describing from 10th canto, 4 chapters are just allotted out of 90 chapters. So worshipping Govardhana Hill, lifting Govardhana Hill, wonderful Krishna and Nandamala and Nardam, was that Indra and Surabhi offering prayers, demigods offering prayers, 4 chapters. And then Bhakti Ratnakar describing Narahari Sarkar Thakur, describing almost 4 or 5 pages, describing about Raghav Pandit taking Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur to Vrindavan, going to Giriraj Govardhan, describing various talis, various places which are many of them we are unheard of, we have not heard those things, those places. It's amazing description. That itself is one class. Then beautiful description from Ananda Vrindavan Champu by Kavi Karnapur. Just a description of Giriraj Govardhan's beauty. Comparison compares with Mount Kailas, compares with Mount Sumeru, compares against that, and what in no comparison. So various aspects, how he's serving, assisting the Lord, that has been mentioned. Then Srila Jiva Goswami writing Gopal Champu. Bhavishya Puran talks about it. Sanatana Goswami talks about it in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Sanatana Goswami is writing his prayers. So like this is unlimited. Anywhere you look at, pretty much in most of the Acharya's books, writing about Giriraj Govardhan, how important it is in the life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself showed by his own example how much when he visited Vrindavan, he showed, and when on a day-to-day basis, especially when he received the gift of Giriraj Govardhan, he clearly showed what is the position of Giriraj Govardhan, how to intensify our love for Krishna through Giriraj Govardhan. So in this way we'll cover. First we'll cover from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or maybe let's cover Giriraj Govardhan's birth in the spiritual world described by Bhavishyottara Puran, and his Bhauma Vrindavan pastime is described in Garga Samhita. I forgot to mention the book. Garga Samhita, chapter 2, birth of Giriraj Govardhan, describing the conversation, two parallels. First was asked by the book actually representing Nanda Maharaj asking Upananda, who is this Giriraj Govardhan, where is he born, how is he born? And then he is relating, once upon a time, Bhishma has been asked by Maharaj Pandu about this question, and then is relating that. Many of you might have heard this, most of you may be aware. But the spiritual world's Prakata Leela of Giriraj Govardhan, so described in Bhavishyottara Puran, there it is described that out of Lord Krishna's heart, or someplace it is mentioned as chest, out of his raga, anuraga is attachment, his love for Srimati Radharani. So it was a gift. So it has appeared from the Lord, and so like a small thing, a small stone, and then it grew and grew and grew, and it is growing, and the Lord said, now stop growing. It was so big, so gigantic. So that's how Giriraj Govardhan appeared in the spiritual world. So Golokanda. And then he appeared in as per Garga Samhita. Son of, then he's the mountain of all the, so he's the king of all the mountains. So mountains, so many mountains are there. Kailash is represented as silver. Comparison given by Ananda Vrindavan in Vrindavan Champu by Kavi Karnapur. And Mount Sumer is compared with gold, and Giriraj Govardhan is compared with the precious jewels. So precious jewel, completely transcendental, because it can provide anything, it can produce anything, because it is two different aspects. Is Lord Hari himself, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna himself expanded as Giriraj Govardhan. Same thing is also Haridas Varyu. There are many Haridas throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, Yudhishthira Maharaj or Uddhava, but he is called Haridas Varyu by the gopis themselves, Srimad Radharani and gopis in 10th canto, chapter 21, glorifying the flute, and there they are mentioning in the 18th verse. So, because we are to attain Krishna Prema is very difficult. Through approaching Krishna, it's very easy by approaching through devotees. Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas. So that's why we approach Giriraj Govardhan more as a servant of Krishna, servant of servant of the Lord, just like even Balaram, Lord Balaram, Ekala Iswara Krishna, Ara Sabha Prutya, including Lord Balaram is servant. Lord Balaram is serving in so many ways, like as Ananga Manjari in different rasas, all 5 rasas is serving, all rasas is serving, assisting. That way is also servant. So in that way also you can look at. So that's a more, the gopis are praying as Haridas for you. So to attain, so that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is praying. So Govardhan Abhishtam Pradhan. So may my desires be fulfilled. So he is desiring, so many devotees are accumulating every day in Gujarat because any desires they get fulfilled. And what to speak of spiritual desires. So Buddha's Govardhan is so important. So he's the mountain of, he's king of all the mountains. So and fully conscious. When he appeared as Nanda Maharaj has been told by Upananda, as in this world when Srimad Radharani wanted, has been told by, there also there is the pastime is there from Bhavishyottara Purana, that one day Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, because in Vrindavan we have there are 4 hills, some places it is mentioned 3 hills, some places. Yeah, Barsana is the Lord Brahma resides on a hill. Nandeswara Lord Shiva resides where Nandagaon, where Nanda Maharaj resides on top of Nandeswara hill. And then you have Govardhan hill, Lord Vishnu's place. So Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva in this way 3. So they all together went to meet Lord Krishna. Kali Yuga is coming up. That time this pastime has happened. And then Lord Vishnu is guiding because to cross this material world and going to 7 layers and going to the so seeing the Gola Vrindavan. So meeting is not possible. So Lord Vishnu guided in that way. So and then Lord Krishna, as the attendant came, Saka come and asked, "Who is this?" Yeah, we Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, we have come here. So to meet Lord Krishna. So which Brahma, which Shiva? This question we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita as well. Then those have been answered. Then reveal, yes, I'm about to appear. You have come to the right place. Don't worry. You go back, and I will be appearing soon. So in that way, Lord Krishna, then this Lord Krishna tells him, let's go. So I'm going to go to the Bama Vrindavan because there is a Nitya Leela, Ashtakali Leela, 8 fold pastimes in Vrindavan. Golo Vrindavan in earthly pastimes, there's a Naimittic Leela. Some of these pastimes of Krishna's birth and killing the demons or leaving from to Mathura, Dwarka from Vrindavan. All these are not there. If at all, if it is there, they are very conceptually absent in the spiritual world because the Lord is as Rasaraj Krishna is 16 and 15 and a half years old. Is a very young boy. Is not being born there. That those pastimes are not there. Some of these pastimes are here. They are Naimittika Leela. Occasionally, these pastimes are also there. But there, Nitya Leela is all the same. Ashtakali Leela is happening with Lord's young boy age, Kishori, Samson, Vijayananda Krishna. So these things has to be understood as well. So anyway, when Lord Krishna, Samson Krishna has told them, I'm not going to go unless you have Vrindavan forest, unless you have Giraj Govardhan, unless you have Yamuna. These 3 things. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Gaur Lila, you see that start of Parvat is Giriraj Govardhan. As soon as he ran towards the emotions erupted. Nobody would catch him. Govinda, nobody, Sarvodam, everybody ran. Some of them couldn't even walk, run that fast. So as soon as he thought he's a Giriraj Govardhan, now Jagannath Vallabh garden is compared to Vrindavan. Mahodadi ocean is compared to Yamuna. So like that in Mayapur is this Swananda Suravi Kunj, where the Indra and Suravi offered, at the time he came here to Navadvip Dham. This is the Suravi Kunj, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur stayed at that place, very close from Yoga Peeth, Bhaktila Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Nityananda Prabhu started his Namhata, first Namhata preaching. After that, now we have so many Namhattas, thousands of Namhattas all over the world by His causeless mercy. So it's now this Dham also we have these pastimes. So that we can understand as well. So, so Nanda Maharaj explained Upananda and Srimad Radharani. So that's why these three things are very important. Jairada Madhava song, you see that. So Yamuna is needed, Vrindavan is needed, Giriraj Govardhan. We take shelter of these personalities to attain Krishna Prema. Through devotees only we can attain. So that's why every day we should include Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself and Sankara Aranya. One of the devotee came back from Vrindavan, he brought Gautam Shila and then conch shells. These two, for 3 years, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to put on his heart and chant the holy name. Sometimes put on the eyes, put on the smell, the nose, the touch, and the tears used to flow and always used to be moist. Gautam Shila. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to ask to Sveda, all the Astasati Vichar used to exhibit, come out, ecstatic symptoms. Is completely in ecstasy as he was always. So with Tulsi Maharani also he did that. Always is in front of Tulsi. Whenever he's chanting, always Tulsi Maharani's plant is there. Somebody is carrying, is always chanting like that. So it shows Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always teaching by the char, preaching and teaching that how the devotee practitioner should conduct himself. Then he gave out the 3 years by seeing the behavior. So that's a yes, sadhana is there, mercy is required. For to attain Krishna, mercy is required, Prabhasiti. That when we sincerely practice, lovingly, caringly, we serve the devotees. When the sadhu sees that so such a sincerely, seriously somebody is doing, then their heart melts. And here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seeing Raghunath Das Goswami's heart melting service and how he showed by his behavior, how he conducted himself, how he took prasad every day, how he and then he was completely melted. He was so dear. Giriraj Govardhan was so dear, but his devotee is so dear. So that's why you can also see in many different pastimes, and Prabhupada is giving his gold, his rings, some of his confidential paraphernalia, his deities, given to very few specific disciples, or Guru giving this to disciples is paraphernalia, deities are some of the things. It's not easy, it's not everybody doesn't get this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself gave these two things to Raghunath Das Goswami, and he gave instructions how to serve. And then his assist, his Siksha Guru, Sarup Damodar Goswami, further instructed after that, after a few days. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed every day offer water and then 8 tulsi leaves, those which are fresh, not grown wildly, but very fresh, tender leaves, 2 leaves for that with fresh twigs. You offer that 8 of them every day. And then you chant the holy names. That's how it's been instructed. And then gunja berries, we see in some of the temples. They are also called conscious, it is written. So they are represent Srimati Radharani. So Raghunath Das was immediately understood what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given. He is giving me a place near Giriraj Govardhan. Bhakti Ratnakar, Narhar Chakra Thakur is writing. Srinivas Acharya, they are mentioning that. If anybody wants to place near Giriraj Govardhan, they should first get a permission, mercy of Raghunath Das Goswami. Because he received mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also his Siksha Guru, Sarup Damodar Goswami. Sarup Damodar Goswami further instructed after a few days that he should also offer nice sweets. This is also a nice instruction for us to offer. What sweets are those? What sweets are those? 2 sweets are mentioned there. Kaja, Sandesh. Others can, but these 2 are specifically directly mentioned there. Yes. So those 2 are the ones we should try to offer at least. Other things you can have it. Kaja and Sandesh. Various types. Prabhupada's favorite is also Sandesh. Is there. So we should try to offer to Giriraj Govardhan because this is a direct instruction from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Lalita Vishaka Sarup Damodar Goswami. Then Raghunath Das Goswami became so intense. 20 hours out of 24 or 22 hours he was chanting. Only 1.5 hours, sometimes even that. For sleeping and eating, only that. 22 hours is completely ecstatically chanting. So that is intensity he has developed. And then he went to Vrindavan, is under the shelter of Rupa and Sanatan. They are also exhibited. So that's he is the one who arranged beautiful, wonderful place, beautified all that. So this is how we understand from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu what is the nature. There, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, uh, Prabhu kahe Krishna Kalevara, Prabhu kahe Krishna Vigraha. Two places, two verses are there. Each of these verses clearly it's telling it is Giriraj Govardhan is Krishna himself. It is Krishna's body and Krishna's Vigraha. So it is Lord Krishna, not different from Lord Krishna. And then when we go to the gopis, then he's offering both. Is the Lord, it is also devoted. That's why I said Giriraj Govardhan, it is inconceivable. His birth is inconceivable. Mountain is born? How? Because in the spiritual world, how he is born is inconceivable. And how we can produce hundreds of, he's so conscious. The way it describes in Anand Vrindavan Champu is amazing, amazing. And so, yeah, he has, it is mentioned in the way, one place it is writing, he's writing that he has blue sapphire stones. Those represent like Shama Sundar Krishna. And then in another place he has like yellowish, emerald. Those represents Lord Narayan. And further it goes, another colored stones. There it is about Lord Rama's bow. All different, these main incarnations. And he has hundreds of caves and different minerals like dhatus. Dhatus means root word of Sanskrit, but dhatu here means mineral. These minerals means various colors, natural colors it's producing. And it has water fountains, waterfalls. Whatever Krishna needs, he understands the desires of Krishna and is arranging these things based on his desires, based on his needs for these pastimes. Accordingly, is arranging everything, whatever is needed for Radha and Krishna. Everything is in that. So he is the best. That's why top class devotee, because he knows one of this. This is the topmost instruction you get from Giriraj Govardhan is, of course, how to increase the love is teaching. Lifting Govardhan means increasing the consciousness, brightening the consciousness, attaining Krishna Prem. Nija Nikata Nivasastam Govardhana. Give me that residence near you. Raghunath Das Goswami is writing in his prayers, 9 prayers. One who studies, one who recites these attains Krishna Prem, just like Shastra attains Raghunath Das Goswami. So it's very important to include Giriraj Govardhan in our daily prayers, taking shelter every day, so that because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did so, Raghunath Das Goswami did so, all the 6 Goswami did so much, all the acharyas, so pretty much every acharya taking shelter only for Krishna Prema, to serve Krishna, to please Krishna. That is the intent. He's going to give even material desire fulfilled, but that is not what all the acharyas of intent is. To please, to serve the Lord, serve the devotee, to be always in service and in a pleasing way. That is the most required thing. And Giriraj Govardhan represents for all sadhakas, for all of us, as how to understand the mood of a guru, what exactly guru wants, what his desires are, what his thinking is, what way he wants us to serve. So that is Giriraj Govardhan is representing very much. He understood exactly how Krishna wants, how Srimad Radharani wants. So in one place it is mentioned, Krishna comes, Giriraj Govardhan, Giriraj, you have to, because the Giriraj Govardhan tells, you went to different camp, Chandravali's camp, and now you are going to Radharani's camp. She will know by footprints. Giriraj, you can wipe it. And Giriraj said, no, that I cannot do. Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that. That I cannot. No, but you are not dear to me. You don't love me. No, I love you, but I love also Srimad. I cannot do that service. You don't ask from me. So Krishna could figure out what to do, because even if he wipes again, he comes back again, footprints are there. So that is very intimate, both Radha and Krishna, not each other, but that's so intimate. Both Giriraj Govardhan is serving the needs of both Srimad Radha and gopis and also Krishna. So intimately, lovingly serving. He understands the mood and desire based on the rasa, what goes on there, the different gopis, what pastimes are there. So all those understandingly, accordingly is arranging things, beautifying things, every day different variety. It's not the same thing. So that's why most of the pastimes, hundreds of pastimes are happening at the bank of Gujarat. Is like a peacock. So as Kusum Sarovar, each one is representing. His eyes are Radha Kund, Sham Kund, his ears are, what is it? One of them, I'm forgetting. So the places. So each of these parts are explained different places near Giraj Govardhan. So anyway, so then we were explaining about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, he instructed to Raghunath Das Goswami. And when he went also Giraj Govardhan's place, there also he became so ecstatic after visiting Samakund Radhakund. Then came to Giraj. He didn't want to climb because as the Lord Himself, how can I climb on the Lord? Kind of that kind of. So he didn't want to go. Then Lord understanding, Lord Himself has arranged such a way that Muslim rulers could come to invade. Then different. Finally, that deity comes to Gantoli Gram. So that's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes and take darshan. So many other pastimes are described there about this Mahaprabhu. So about Giriraj Govardhan. They are visiting Giriraj Govardhan Parikrama. So that way from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu itself we understand. And then Garga Samhita is explaining about how this once Radharani said, okay, Yamuna, yeah, don't worry, I'll have it manifest. And then we see that in Satyuga this pastime has happened at Dronachal is a mountain, king of mountains. Out of all the mountains, you have so many mountains in the whole universe, but topmost mountain. In spiritual world, there is no comparison with any other person. You are the topmost, and even in this earthly plan, even in the material universe also, is the topmost one. He appeared as in Salmali Dweep, so Dronachal. So to them, he appeared as sun, and then as soon as he appeared, soon his Pulastya Muni goes and understanding because there, even in this Bhaumrandavan also, even in that Leela also, he has so many things, beautiful place, beautiful trees, plants, creepers, you name it, all the fruits are there, abundantly rich, sweet, oozing juice. And it can give liberation. He already understood, Pulasthya understood, then why should I not take him? So let him go and ask. Definitely he cannot deny me. So let me go and ask Gurunachal. Then he said, yeah, I'll give you whatever what you need. And he asked, then he was so attached, he didn't want to give, but finally had to give. Then with one condition, he should not keep him down. Then Giriraj Gautam by the time he took and Palastimuni carried. By the time came, then he is almost like he is Vrindavan, came to Vrindavan, he's going to Kasi, Varanasi, Palastimuni. On the way he came there, Vrindavan, then Giriraj Gautam had his plan. Because now my Lord is going to appear, past time I have to perform. So for different reasons, then Palastimuni also at the time pressure has increased. He has to go to natural call and everything, time has come. Then they had no choice but to put down. Then immediately Giriraj Govardhan right there. He became so heavy, so big. He tried to lift. He grew large and he became so heavy. Then he couldn't lift. So imagine. So this is the question also because those who are thinking that how can Krishna small is 7 years old he can lift it. If Pulastya Muni could carry this mountain of Giriraj Govardhan from all the way from Salmali Dvi to Varanasi on the way to Vrindavan stop, then why Lord Krishna cannot carry? And so these things, so it doesn't, because this bhakti, first of all, cannot be understood by logic and argument, but we have to understand by bhakti only, through the devotee association, through Acharya Parampara only, can understand. That's why this whole process we're describing. Govardhan Leela means you have to have a Gaura Anugatya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first you have to take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then you understand Siddhanta. Then you follow Gaura, devote, Gaura Bhakta. Then you chant Gaura's name. When you follow these things, then you can attain actually. You can follow the process, you can attain Krishna Prema. One who doesn't stick to here, doesn't take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he cannot understand Krishna's mischievous pastimes. He cannot understand Nanda and Yashoda Damodar Leela, neither he can understand. So it looks funny or it looks without logic, without any this thing basis. So, but if you take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these pastimes can be understood. One can actually intensify his love for the Lord. So, in this way, Giraj Maharaj has come finally, and then every day mustard seed, because you are popped up, you became so heavy, and you're going against me. You don't want to come with me, so I will curse you every day. So all anyway, because it has been different reason. His curse is not just curse, because there is another way. Because Viraj Gun, all these things only will be there for 5,000 years. Kali will pass another 10,000 years until Krishna consciousness is there. Till that time will be there. After that, anyway, all the rivers also. These rivers also has been told that each of them appeared from the Lord's body. That's like Ganga and all others. So they also will disappear as the time passes by. Some of them already, I think Saraswati you can't see is flowing underneath. So like that, things Yamuna also almost is there, but it's not in a good condition. With the Kali Yuga progress, these things will keep changing. So that's how it is. They also requested how we are going. Why should we come? Because all the simple activity they will put it in the water. Yes, don't worry. Devotees will come. All the pure devotees they will give. So you don't need to worry about that. Gaurang Mahaprabhu will appear. So that's why Ganga, Yamuna, all of them also appeared. So in various ways we can understand. In this way you understand the Giriraj Govardhan's birth in the spiritual world. So in the material world, Bhama Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan, these pastimes you understand. Then you understand how it is placed. Also this pastime in the Srimad Bhagavatam we're discussing. These 4 chapters worshipping, demigod worship is being stopped. You transcend. Okay, you may be currently, but now you understand who are dependent. Demigods are themselves dependent on the Lord. Paramatma is there. How they can give. 7th chapter Bhagavad Krishna is clearly telling 3-4 verses. They themselves are not independent. They even to give the boon they are asking, they cannot give it unless Paramatma sanctions even to the demigods. So that's why he put them, that he gave a karma mimamsa theory, Sankaracharya has given. So explain to divert Nanda, where it happened, the same place where Brahmana's wives are being blessed by Lord Krishna. In that same village, at the time, he saw that Nanda Maharaj and all others started worshipping. So Indra Puja for the water, because Vaishya community wells. So then this thing. So then Lord Krishna asked the question very submissively, confidentially. This also shows how a guru and disciple, how disciple practitioner should ask submissively, submissively ask the question. Then one can get the answers. So then Nanda Maharaj starts answering, but he could understand. Even at the end, also you see that wonderful Krishna in 3rd chapter feedback. 7 days past time. After that, each gopis are talking, so-called boys are talking, and then they are going back to Nanda Maharaj and describing, who is this? This is not ordinary boy. If he doesn't eat, he's going to die. He's hungry. He's eating all this butter and yogurt, and but at the same time, how could he lift? If he's ordinary boy, how can he be? He's hungry and all these things. How can he lift somebody? That means he doesn't seem to be ordinary. He seems to be Lord Narayan. He seems to be some special person. He has some special powers. Who is he? He's asking Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj tells, as per Gargacharya, yes, he is a special person, has appeared in the previous ages, and all. Anything you need, you can attain it. So as explained, is a transcendental personality. So then they are, but immediately then only for the time being. This wonderful Krishna they describe as special. They all know, but they don't still accept him as a supreme personality of God. They immediately forget, because for Nanda Maharaj, Krishna is his son. Yasodamaya also his son. So that Vatsal Rasa is so intense. Same thing with Sakras. So in this way, this pastime goes on, worshipping Giriraj Govardhan to teach how to reduce the pride. Just like by Varnasrama system, these Brahmanas were being proud. They didn't want to serve Krishna. They didn't even talk to them. They didn't even open their mouth. They're asking, we are hungry. They were so busy in putting swaha and putting things into the yajna. But the wives immediately accepted and went and served them. So and then, but Krishna blessed both of them, even the husband who didn't allow. So after that, they are also proud of their varnashrama. So here, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also instructed Raghunath Das, serve in a goodness, mode of goodness, serve with tulsi leaves, and chant the holy names instructed to please Krishna, to serve Krishna. So in that way, one should do anything we do is to serve and please the Lord and Lord's devotees. So here also to reduce the pride, remove the pride of Indra, specifically has done, and to also to show that the another way to understand is okay, yes, I am the one who placed you, who has spoken with us, who has told all the demigods you will see in seventh can second canto, I think first chapter or second chapter, I think you'll see verses Indriya Varchastu Kamastu, all the demigod names, and if you want to become if you want a beautiful wife, whom to worship, all the list is given. Indra is administrator. Who has posted him? Lord Vishnu only posted him, maintained. But now he is the Lord is instant. Because yes, I am the one who posted you, but I cannot let you alone. Nanda and Yashoda are my parents. You are not bigger than my father and mother. How can I allow them to worship you? So they are Nitya Siddha Bhaktas. They are eternal associates. In that sense, also, you can see that. Yes, on one sense, he's telling sadhakas. From demigod worship, you all come to the worship of Lord Krishna, Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama. In another sense, also, you can understand this way also. Many different acharyas, different books, different Puranas are explaining this Govardhan pastime in different ways. From Sankirtan point of different ways, we can take lessons from Giriraj Govardhan pastime. So every chapter, 4 chapters, describing different instructions. Worshipping and then lifting Govardhan hill. That itself is a huge Antaya Mudra Vala Haridas Varyo. So Yad Ram Krishna Charanas Sparsa Pramo is getting goosebumps, is getting the hair standing around, is getting so much pleasure, intense pleasure. He is becoming jubilant, is dancing. So is dancing every day. So that's why he can intensely serve. He's not getting tired. We get tired. We get tired generally. 1 day, 2 day service, festivals. So like now Sunday comes, we get tired. 2, 3 service we do, we get tired. But Giriraj Govardhan is not that person. They're not getting. Neither Rupa Goswami is like that, nor Sikh, neither Prabhupada was like that, nor Jayanam Prabhu was like that. We don't see him tired. Jayanam Prabhu is not like. He's jolly. Morning, first person to wake up, last person to sleep, is not tired. Who's giving the strength? Spiritual master is giving strength, Parampara is giving the strength, the holy name is giving strength, Vrindadevi is giving the strength, Giriraj Govardhan is grabbing all the strength. Then how can he be tired? And the spiritual strength is so high, then how can you be tired? You can't be tired. So, yes, material, yes, your body cannot handle. When your souls are charged with energy, then so this material body will be able to sustain. So that's where you extract the power. It's not so much our endeavor, but it is the power whom you take shelter, what personality you take shelter. So, as per the who has, we were telling other day that who has told in no other pranamandra you will see that Krishna Prema who is giving Namo Mahavadamya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally has come to give Krishna Prema. So that's why we should act, we should take shelter of him and do things and his devotees. Then you can attain Krishna so easily. It is not considering so much qualification, disqualification. You just need to see that we chant the holy name with sincerity and humility, humbleness, to serve, to please, because Lord said so, Guru said so, devotee said so, to chant the holy names. So this way we can understand Giriraj Govardhan. Lifting Govardhan is 7 days he lifted to fulfill. Giriraj Govardhan is getting brightening his consciousness. He's not getting any, he released so many Samvartaka clouds at the end of annihilation. Those kind of, but isn't nothing. He's not feeling all the, like nowadays, there's so many wars going on. They may do some release, this one, that one, bombs and whatnot. But here, Giriraj Govardhan has no effect. It's like a toys. Somebody is throwing toys on him. He's not feeling anything. And so, and inside, they are having all the sakiras, vatsalas, all the Madhuras, every rasa is going on and inside. So for 7 days, 7 nights, Krishna lifted. They are still thinking is my friend. So they are still thinking their rasa. They are lifting their sticks to help Krishna. Yasodhama is saying, you didn't eat, skinny, and so many conversations going on. And in the meantime, Krishna is looking on the scarn of his eyes, the gopis. So he's conversing in different ways, different prasas going on, 7 days, 7 nights. All these are explained. Gopal Champa has almost 20, 30 pages describing what went on in lifting 7 days, and then after that, what went on, what the feedback is, what they're discussing about Krishna, what did he do, how did he do, all these things. And then after that, this so the Indra coming to Govinda Kund and Suravi, taking Suravi because he couldn't face Krishna after doing all this so much to offend Krishna out of his pride. He could understand them. It's been told, now you take Suravi cow. Then, because Krishna is so pleased with cows, so that's a, and he will not be, because he's kissing the cows, he's feeding the cows, he's touching the cows, he never kicks, he doesn't even take a stick. Krishna doesn't even take a stick to the cows. He loves his cows so much. At Govardhan only, there are different places it's explained by in Bhakti Ratnakar Narasarkar Thakur is explaining how he's sitting and calling each and every cow. So much he loves cow. That's what Govardhan is go. Cows, Gopas, Gopis, Giriraj Govardhan is serving all of them. Three hills were explained. Nandeswara hill is also there, where Nandagaon, where Nandamara's house is there. Then Barsana, Brahma's hill is also there. In another place, the fourth hill is this Dan Ghati. This Giriraj Govardhana, one place is this Danga, where Lord Krishna performed his tax collecting pastime. Then Mangar, that these two are in one hill. As fourth hill also in some places is mentioned. So four different hills, as you can see, but the topmost hill is this Giriraj Govardhan's hill, where tremendous pastimes that at the banks, at the bottom, the eyes of this peacock is Radha Kund Shamgar. It's even more intense place. So this way we can understand 753 already. So but we'll quickly look at there's so much to cover. Yeah, the Raghunath Das Goswami, beautiful prayers. You see that Nija Nikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam. We should at least remember this last line of this verse. Raghunath Das Goswami, there's Pratama and Ditya, so many prayers. But beautiful, you see that. Please grant the residence near you. That means we have attained. If you can get the residence near, next to Giriraj Guru, that means life is perfected. Every verse it is, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing in his Govardhana Astakam. Says Govardhana may disatam abhishtam. May my desires be fulfilled. So that means attaining Krishna Prema. We're all only looking, we're not looking for attaining liberation, we're not even looking go to Golok Vrindavan. We just want to attain Krishna Prema, so that lovingly we want to serve. That is with service. Krishna Prema means we want to serve purely, selflessly the Lord and Lord's devotees tirelessly. That is our real desire. Where we will be, that is immaterial. But we just want to serve the Lord and Lord's devotees selflessly. So that is what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's intense desire is. That's why he's writing pretty much every verse at the end. Govardhanome Dittatam Avishtam. So by praying through, always whenever we offer these prayers, we always first remember, just like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, Narayan Namaskar. Why we do that? Because who has given that? Naranarayan Rishi, Vyasdev, Suddha Saraswati. These persons, through them only you can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Vyasdev is the one who is written. So that's why we offer those prayers. We take shelter. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing every chapter. Rupa and is Nityananda Prabhu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shelter, and Rupa and Sanatana 6 Goswami shelter. Every chapter. For this reason only. Because when he takes shelter of them who has given his power and to write it, and then actually there will be automatically wonderful result, and he can be always in the grounded position. So same thing applies for us. Whenever we sing any of these songs, Vrunda Devi's song, prayers, or any prayers of the Lord's devotees, we specifically offer to that particular author, Prabhupada's song, whoever is written. Then we can enter into that mood. And then we can get the actual real mercy. With that, we'll stop here. So we discussed it from the sixth canto. Until Leela 6th chapter, Raghunath Das Goswami pastime is there, where we have explained. Then when he visited all, that is in Madhya Leela. So then the Haridas Varya verse is in 21st chapter, where this verse Gopis are singing how is the topmost servant. And then 22 to 26 are the 4 chapters. You can read yourself. The demigod worship, stopping demigod worship and worshipping Govardhan hill as Krishna himself and as a topmost devotee. And then increasing the consciousness, and then glorifying Krishna, how wonderful he is, how wonderful form he is and has, and his qualities, his fluid and everything. And so all that 9 yards of it, Nama Rupa Guna Leela. And then how one should take shelter of, if at all if you do wrong. As before this already we see that forest fire. First forest fire, it is represented internal fight among devotees. That is there in first forest fire. Each of these demons killed is represent certain things. The first forest fire represents internal quarrel, internally, not externally, internally also. This can happen. Maya is so strong in Kali. So that is also given. So let's say, so how to take at that time, what will you do? By mistake we did that, then what will you do after that? Whom to take shelter? 4 chapter representing Indra had to take shelter. So what if Indra itself is administrative, has to take shelter? What to speak of? We are so minute, teeny. So that means we have to take shelter of Lord's devotee, pure devotee, whom Lord likes, so Lord loves. So Prabhupada, our spiritual masters, Mahajanas, we take shelter, we pray, we cry that I did this mistake knowingly or unknowingly. Please forgive and please put me back in my humble position. Please allow me to serve. Give me qualification to continue my service, my chanting, my hearing, my association devotees. In this way, this 4 chapter, many things. I'm just giving some of my realizations within the time we have. With that, I'll stop here. So much to talk about. We didn't even touch any of the books, just high level I described. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Anybody has a question, comment? If not, I think Simazapam, go ahead, continue with your parikrama or anything. Simazapam, you're there? From mute.
Yes, I am here. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So, are there any questions, comments, concerns? Anybody like to add anything? Okay. Thank you so much. So let's go to the next segment of the program. Let me take
Hare
the
Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So sorry Prabhu, disturbing. So one clarification I need. So Gujaraj Govardhan is the heart of Krishna, right? Is it correct, Prabhu?
I said it is exactly the statement what is being used by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna's Vigraha, Krishna's Krishna Kalevara. That is exactly the words used. I'll show you the reference directly. Here. Yeah. This is Krishna's Kalevara, 292. Silera Kahena Prabhu, Krishna Kalevara. That means Krishna's body of Lord Krishna. Then, as he has come from the heart in the Vrindavan, In Golok Vrindavan, where he is from his heart, from his chest, it is not, but from his heart, Lord produced something to offer to Srimati Radharani out of his anurag. That's what it is mentioned in another place where it is mentioned. Taken as here, Krishna's Vigraha here. सेवा करे तुम्ही yeah. प्रभु कहे यही शिला कृष्ण विग्रह, form of Lord Krishna. So this one is transcendental form of Lord Krishna, so that it's very clear. We take directly as well as this Chaitanya Charitamrita, the highest, topmost. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's opinion, directly written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami through Radha Govind Dev's mercy, Madan Mohan's mercy. So this is the proof we have to take it from. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Authentically shown us. Not about Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Very well, Prabhu.
Okay, so we'll go to the next segment of the program. Thank you, dear devotees. This is you're going to be the Radha Kund. Everybody is excited. So let's go there. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. We share.
Shamakun, where the tongue
At the end of the meal, we are even served sweet rice and gulab jamans. Devotees obviously have different preferences when it comes to prasad, and the parikrama management tries its very best to accommodate them. Bengali devotees are famously fond of rice, and North Indian devotees need their chapatis. Others take boiled or raw prasad for health reasons, and still others are eating only fruit this month as part of a Kartik Vrat.
The Parikrama path then takes us to the eastern tip of Shamakun, where the tongue of Govardhan was found. This place is called Gopi Kupa. Kupa means well. On the other side of the road and down a narrow path is the place where Srila Madhavendra Puri sat while doing Govardhan Parikrama. A small monument marks this exalted personality's sitting place. Madhavendra Puri took sannyas from the Brahma Madhva Sampradaya and inundated the line's ritualistic practices with devotional service and conjugal love, and in the mood of separation. Thus he set the scene and mood for the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who took initiation from Madhavendra Puri's disciple, Srila Ishvara Puri. We return to the Parikrama path and walk for some time before coming to Tamal Tala.
Tamal Tal is the tamal tree on the bank of Shamakund, under which Lord Chaitanya sat after discovering Radhakund and Shamakund. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur installed a set of marble footprints of Lord Chaitanya here. Until Lord Chaitanya visited Vrindavan, these most sacred lakes remain concealed. They seem to be only two ponds in the middle of two different paddy fields. At that time, the village of Radhakund was known as Aritgram, or Aristogram, because this was where Krishna had killed Aristasura. When the Lord arrived here and inquired about the whereabouts of Radhakund, no one could direct him. The Lord then understood that the holy place called Radhakund was no longer visible. However, being the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, he discovered Radhakund and Shamakund in two paddy fields. There was only a little water, but he took his bath there. When the people of the village saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking his bath in those two ponds in the middle of the paddy fields, they were very much astonished. The Lord then offered his prayers to Sri Radhakund. After Krishna killed Aristasura, the gopis would not allow him to come even near them. After all, he had just killed a bull. Although Aristasura was a demon, they argued he had nonetheless assumed the form of a bull. So the gopis insisted that Krishna would have to be purified of his offense by bathing in all the holy rivers before he could be qualified to associate with them again. Krishna, however, didn't want to leave Braj to visit all these holy places, so he struck the earth with his heel and created a lake bed, or Shamakund. The waters of all the holy places then appeared there to fill this kund. The Lord bathed in Shamakund and with a charming smile declared that the gopis had now become impure and unworthy of his association because they had sided with a demon. Still, he suggested, they could bathe in Shamakund to purify themselves. The gopis, however, would have none of that. They decided to dig their own kund with their bangles. Once it was dug, they formed a line stretching all the way to Manasi Ganga and passed pots of water to one another to fill Radhakund. It was an arduous task and went well into the night. In fact, it went on until close to midnight. The kund wasn't small, so even with all their efforts, it was far from being filled. Eventually, heeding Sri Shyamasundara's hint, the personified holy rivers and lakes humbly prayed to Srimati Radhika that they be allowed to enter her sacred kund. This blessing would perfect their existence. With her graceful permission, they flowed from Shamkund into Radhakund. At that moment, the Lord declared in front of the ecstatic gathering of gopis that Srimati Radharani's kund would become even more famous than his own, and that he would always perform pastimes there. Shri Radhakund ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop now, and we have our katha. And for today's very special katha, we have such a special guest with us, His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj.
Nandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava कुंज बिहारी मास्मान स्पर्शाद्य वृषभादादन हंत मुग्धा. So the conversation begins. Radharani says, no, don't touch me. Stay away from us. Ma asman sparshat. Because you are the killer of the bull who represents dharma. That is how they are thinking. So you are a sinner, stay away from us. And you could come closer or you could be amongst us, and then touching and all that is then and then possible, that when you go around to all the holy places, all over, not just around Braj Mandal, all over the universe, take bath, purify yourself, and then talk. Then we'll talk. Kim paryatami bhuvanani adhunaiva sarva aniyatirtha vetataha karavani tasu. Why should I go all over the universe? I will bring all these holy tirthas right here, right now. And having said so, first of all, using the heels, he struck his heel into the ground and created Sham Kund cave. It was empty. It was created. Kund was there, no waters. And then he invited all the tirthas from all over the universe, and quickly they were all there. Patalato jalam idam kila bhagavatya, and there was even water all the way from Patal. There's some holy tirtha there, arrived on the scene. Agachayati, and then he invited, come on forward, all the tirthas, step forward, come forward, come forward. And when they were right there in front of the Lord, then he addresses Radha and company, Radha and the gopis. Pashyata, Tirthani Pashyata. Do you see all the tirthas assembled here? And then Lord says, okay, tirthas, introduce yourself one by one. So each one of them, as they come forward or as they are about to introduce themselves, Prochuhu Kratanjali, with their folded hands, they are doing the introduction. Kshirabdhir asmi aham, I am. Kshirabdhi, I am the ocean of milk. Lavanabdhi rasmi, I am the ocean of salt also. Pushkaram aham saraswati cha Godavari Rava Sutta, like that. Each one says, I am Godavari, I am Saraswati, I am also Pushkaram, Tamraparni, Snatva tato harihi. And then, right in front of Radha and gopis, all those tirthas, they entered into Sham's Kund. Sham Kund, it was full with all the tirtha jal from all over. And as they watched, Krishna took the holy dip, chanting some mantras, and was enjoying taking holy dip, holy bath. Atha shak sakhir na jagad radha. And then he says, Krishna says, you haven't performed any pious act, religious act in your whole life. You do something. And then Radharani, I could also have my own kund. And she invites all the gopis. Karyamaya piyati manoharam kundam ekam. I will also create ati manoharam, very beautiful, wonderful kund. I will create myself. Sri Krishna kunda tata paschima disha mando. So right at the western side of Sham Kund, this Aristasur that we talked about, with the hooves of his feet, he had dug a ditch. So that was a starting point. Rather here, right here, we will create our own kund. Divyam saraha ghatika dvayena. Then all the gopis, they are mentioned as Arbudebhyaha. There are tens and millions of gopis were there. The work started digging Radha Kund. They are using their hands. They are breaking their bangles to do the digging part. Because there are so many of them. This Puran says, Ghatika Dvayena, within an hour tonight, at night time, they had their kund ready. No water yet. So when their kund was ready, then Krishna said, well, all the tirthas are already here in my kund. Hari Hari Krishna Balarama Ki. They could enter your kund and fill up instantly. You could go ahead and take bath. But Radharani is Radha Tada na 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 neti jagat yashmas. She says, no. Water from your kund, Govardhan, patakaskatam. The water of your kund has been contaminated. You sinner, you took bath, so you left the sin in those waters. So that water, no, we are not going to use that water. So how are they going to fill up the kund? Manasa Janavitaha. They had idea, Radharani had idea. Oh, the Manas Sarovar, not Manasi Ganga. Manasi Ganga is not far from here. Here are the pots, there are clay pots. And all those millions of gopis, they stood between Manasi Ganga, which is on the top or middle of Giri Govardhan, and they all stood one next to the other, and they're filling their pots, the waters of Manasi Ganga, and handing over to the next, to the next, to the next. And the gopi that stood on the banks of Radha Kund was pouring into Radha Kund. And this went on and on and on, and the kund was so huge, was not filling up fast enough. Then Krishna says, at least now you could consider using my waters from my kund. And then Radharani finally allowed those waters from Sham Kund to enter Radha Kund, and that happened right at 12 o'clock midnight tonight. Haribol.
Param Pujniya Loknath Swami Maharaj ki jai. Let us all thank Maharaj and beg and pray that we get more of Maharaj's association in coming days as well. And it's now time to move on. There's a lot of programs. Hare Krishna. Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gopule Vrajamanam Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gopule Vrajamanam Yashodabhiyo Lukha Dabdhavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Dhrutya Gopya Yashodabhiyo Lukha Dabdhavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Dhrutya Gopya Rudam tam muhurnetram yugmam rajantam Karam bhoja yugmena satanka netra Udam tam muhurnivam yugmam nijantam param bhoja yugmena tatankanetra. Muhusasakam patri rekhanka kantha Sutta braiva damodaram bhakti baddha. Muhusasakam patri rekhanka kantha Sutta braiva damodaram bhakti baddha. Tidikshva leelabhir ananda punde Svaghosham nimajjantam akhyapayanta. Tidikshva leelabhir ananda punde Svaghosham nimajjantam akhyapayanta. Tadiyeshu tadneshu bhaktairjitatvam Puna prematasam shraddha vritti vande. Tadiyeshu tagneshu bhaktairjitatvam Puna prematasam shraddha vritti vande. Varam deva moksham na moksham vadimva Nachanyam dineham vadeshadapiha. Varam deva moksham na moksham vadimva Nachanyam dineham vadeshadapiha. Idam deva purnatha gopala balam Tadame manasha virasanti manye. Idam deva purnatha gopala balam Tadame manasha virasanti manye. Te mukham bhojam atyanta nilay Satam kunta snigdha raktaisha gopya. Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nilay Satam kunta snigdha raktaisha gopya. लक्षलाभे चुंबितं बिंब रक्ताधरं मे मनस्याविरसं लक्षलाभे नमो देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्ना नमो देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्ना कृपा दृष्टि दृश्याति विलम्बतानो विहाने क्षमामद्य दृष्टा कृपा दृष्टि दृश्याति विलम्बतानो विहाने क्षमामद्य दृष्टा वैरात्मजो बद्धमुदैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्ति भज कृतश्च वैरात्मजो बद्धमुदैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्ति भज कृतश्च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे गृह मे श्रीदामोदरेह तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षगृहो मे श्रीदामोदरेह नमस्ते सुगाम्ने पूजदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराया विश्वसधाम्ने नमस्ते सुधाम्ने पुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराया विश्वसधाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यः नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यः नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यः नमो राधिकायै त्वदीय प्रियायै नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यः Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It was very
Very
beautiful.
cool.
Nice, he sang.
Yeah,
Damodara
thank you,
Ashtakam.
devotees. We had a Damodara Ashtakam.
Yep.
So we'll conclude this section. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Nice one.
Hare Krishna. We'll conclude. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Vancha Prabhuji. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Pitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namo.
Vancha.